importance of film as a whole?
Film as a whole.
That's a big question.
Absolutely.
Well, film as we know it now is kind of in its last days, I think, but as we know historically, no medium really disappears, it just changes, right?
Well, I would say it's pretty important. I mean, especially since I'm I'm a professor in the cinema department. It's the focus of my academic pursuits right now.
Part of it is just that I've always watched films from when I was very young.
Well, I think especially now that we get most of our information visually, I think it's all the more important that we understand film structure. We know how to interpret it.
Well, I guess let me answer that by saying I do have a certain personal criteria when I go to see a film.
I think for me, it's very, very flexible.
I would say a kind of...
For myself? Yeah, but they change.
I love it when films take me where I haven't been before. This is one of the attractions I've got to the use of ethnographic film that's used to describe cultures and explore them, and we can immerse ourselves, momentarily at least, into that other world through this visual medium. It's not life, it's a representation of life, but it's one of the closest forms that we've got to that kind of thing.
I mean, a lot of it depends on why I choose a certain film. Like on one day I may say I feel like something completely action-oriented with a high body count, or lots of car chases, or something that's just very kinetic and exciting in that way.
Accuracy. So even in a documentary film, it's not so much to be objective or to tell the truth, because that becomes a very difficult concept to define, but to be as accurate and true to the message as possible.
I mean, what I think is the best film now that I've seen in a while might be different than it was 10 years ago, or different than it was 20 years before that. I mean, I do think it's important for a film to be my best film. It has to have moved me or changed me in some profound way. It made me see the world differently than I saw it before.
No, I think in a lot of ways it's the exact opposite with any kind of an art form. That even with things like award shows or Booker Prizes or what have you for novels and so on, that I think it's almost inconceivable to really provide an award for the best novel or film of the year.
I can reflect on my own perspective of which film, if there is one, and I've never been able to say one film that is absolutely a favorite.
For myself, I would be very hard pressed to say what's the best film ever made.